All right, guys, so I know you guys have seen this case all over before. You've seen it in the Apple Store, at Best Buy, and all different carrier stores, and all over the internet. And I decided to check it out because I knew that, in previous generations, I always had the Apple Clear case. At least I always tried it, and it's always been really bad. Well, you guys saw the title. Is it still terrible? So let's see if this Apple Clear case is actually still terrible or not. So taking a look at it, on the front, you just get your little diagram, typical Apple packaging, iPhone 15 Pro Max, MagSafe, all that fun stuff. A little bit of information here on the back. And if you guys are interested in seeing this one, the links will be down in the description below to where you can purchase it. But let's go ahead and take a look. So you just pull the normal pull tab here as per usual. I've been using this for the last few days, so I don't have the pull tab anymore. So you just kind of pull that out, and we are greeted with our case and a little bit of paperwork from Apple. Just the usual stuff, so I'm gonna go ahead and put all this to the side. Now, basically, this is all you kind of get in here. You just get this little piece of paper or cardboard cutout, and that's pretty much it. So taking a look at the back of the case, it is just plastic. If you guys can hear that, there's really no like TPU, TPE style material, just plastic all the way around the case. Now the buttons definitely feel like they are made out of some sort of TPU material, but we'll get to those here shortly. Now, a few things to note about this. Number one, it is going to be a fingerprint magnet because it is completely clear. And number two, this does not have any anti-yellowing technology in it. So if you're someone who uses a clear case all the time, this case may not be the one for you if you care about it yellowing. So basically you see your MagSafe ring here as well as the alignment magnet, and you get your camera bump there. Taking a look at the inside, same thing, same exact material going on the inside, as well as all the way around the sides of the case, but you get your MagSafe ring right there and your alignment magnet. Now it does say, designed by Apple in California, assembled in China, serial number, all that goodness. So let's go ahead and bring over our scale. We'll see how much this weighs, how thick it is, and then we'll put it on our phone. So taking a look in grams, we are looking at 34 grams. So it's not terribly heavy. It's a little bit more on the lighter side of certain cases, especially almost a full coverage case like this one is. 34 grams is not bad at all. And taking a look with our caliper, let's go ahead and bring this over here, and we'll go front to back first. We are looking at 11.4 millimeters thick from front to back, and side to side, we're looking at 2.1 millimeters thick. So not a terribly thick or thin case. It's very comfortable. If you guys have used Apple cases before, this fits the same way as any other Apple case does, about the same thicknesses and things like that. Very nice and comfortable case to at least hold. But don't let that deter you just yet. We're getting there. So anyways, let's go ahead and take our black titanium 15 Pro Max. We'll slap it in here and let's listen to that click. Decent click into the case itself, and of course you get that MagSafe animation there. It does show that this is a clear case. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the protections. Now first off, the fit, of course, is excellent on here. It is an Apple case made by Apple, so you expect it to fit very well. So definitely no give around the sides. There is no bottom lip, and the top lip is also nice and stiff. So very stiff fit onto the case. Now taking a look, let me actually wipe the screen down here. It's hideous. Taking a look at the camera and screen protection, starting off with the screen, I am using a tempered glass screen protector. And here we get a little bit of a screen lip, especially going around over here. So you can definitely set this down on some surfaces, especially if they're flat, but I wouldn't go setting it down on any jagged or rough surfaces because it may damage your screen. And same thing with the camera bump here. You do get a decent camera bump right there. So again, same exact point as with the screen. You don't want to set it on any jagged surfaces, but something smooth like your desktop or your nightstand, whatever, that'll be good to go with no problem. So let's go ahead and take a look around the sides of it. So starting off with the top, it is completely closed in. It is clear. On the left-hand side, we have our action button, volume up and down, and the rest of it is closed. Now let's listen to those buttons. So with these buttons, first of all, there are no relief cutouts in them, and they are not standalone buttons. So they're just built right into the case. And number one, the action button is a little bit mushy, which kind of disappointed me because for a case that's made by Apple, I expected it to be pretty much perfect, to be honest with you. But the action button, you definitely have to give it some force to push it in, and there's really no like good feedback or good click on it. So I am a little bit weary about that. Now, the rest of the buttons seem to be pretty good. They do require a good bit of force to push them in. They're not going to be clicked accidentally whatsoever, but I would like to see some relief slits or especially standalone buttons. That would be excellent, but we don't have that with this case. Now, moving along to the bottom, it is completely wide open, and that's one little gripe that I had with this case. This ridge right here, it may be a little bit difficult to see, but the ridge here, it definitely is going to dig into your pinky. If you're someone like me and you hold your phone just like this, it's digging into that pinky right there, and it's not the most comfortable thing in the world. So that's definitely something to pay attention to. And going to the right-hand side, it is completely closed in with your power button right there. So let's talk about how this feels in the hand. Now, if you guys have ever grabbed a piece of ice and it slipped right out of your hand, that's what you're looking at with this. And that is why I named the title, I wrote, Is It Still Terrible? But to answer you, it kind of is. Now, there are some good things about it, but to talk about the bad, it's super, super slippery. I mean, almost every time I've picked this up, it has almost slid out of my hand, and especially if it's laying down and you pick it up, a lot of the time I notice it slipping out of my fingers. So it definitely could use some sort of grip. This plastic all the way around does not do it any favors when it comes to grip on this case. It has slid off my couch, it slid out of my pocket, and out of my hand a few times. Now, good thing is I've got pretty decent reflexes, so I didn't drop it, but if you're not quick with it, you'll definitely end up dropping this out of your hand, no questions about it. As well as that bottom part being really digging into your finger, I'm not a huge fan of how this case feels. Now, it looks nice, it makes your phone look nice, that's all great, and wonderful, but what's the point of a case? It's there to protect it, especially a full coverage case like this. You want to make sure that you don't drop it. You want to make sure that it'll help you with scratches, which this should. Now, of course, the plastic on here will get scratched up because it's a plastic clear case, but you want to make sure it protects you from dropping your phone, and this, unfortunately, is not something that will do that. But let's check out how that MagSafe is. So we'll bring over our Apple MagSafe wallet, slap that on. There's our animation. Oh, I must be in silent mode. Let's try that one more time. Just had to take my phone off of silent. All right, so slapping that on, we do get our MagSafe animation, of course, and taking a look, with the slightest bit of force, that leather wallet is starting to slide off of the magnet and off of the case itself. Literally, you barely graze it and it starts to move, which is a big issue. These cases made by Apple, you would expect them to be almost perfect with the way that it works with the Apple MagSafe wallet as well as with the phone. It shouldn't be slippery. It's a case designed by the company that makes the phone, and you would kind of expect it to be really good. But unfortunately, that's not this. Now, moving along to the Apple MagSafe battery pack, this has a silicone base, so it should feel a little bit better. Go ahead and put that on. There's our animation. And it doesn't really move around, which is good. Let's go ahead and shake it. And I can feel it starting to slip a little bit. I don't want to go too hard because I don't want this to fly off, but with the alignment magnets on here especially, you would expect it to kind of be a little bit better. But if you shake it hard enough, it's starting to slip, especially towards the bottom. Now, of course, nobody's going around and shaking it, but that is something I wanted to test for you guys. And finally, let's bring over our Anchor 623, and we'll take a look at that. So it's definitely picking the 623 up, but you give us the slightest movement of your wrist and it is coming off. So the MagSafe strength isn't the best on this case, which again, surprisingly, it's from Apple, guys. Why would you not put great MagSafe strength into this case? I just never understood how you can charge the money that you charge for this case without it being the level of quality that the price of this would warrant. But either way, moving along to our 360-degree rotation test, you're sitting here typing a text, scrolling through TikTok or Instagram, Twitter, whatever, which, by the way, follow me, guys, on those platforms. I'll leave the links down in the description below. But yeah, it's going to sit here. It's definitely going to work if you're tapping it around here. You have no issues of it falling down. And, of course, tapping it around all the four corners, you'll have no issues of it coming off of your base. And, it pretty much slid right off as soon as I moved it. But turning it sideways, you go on YouTube, scroll through your feed, watch your favorite Brian's Tech video, and you can rewind, fast forward. You'll be good to go with no issues there. And of course, you can turn it, give it a little bit of a rotation right there. So Let's talk about the price on this case. So we're looking at $49, guys, which is absolutely wild to me that Apple is charging almost 50 bucks for this. Now, there are so many other good cases out there on the market for the iPhone at way cheaper. Number one, you've got the Phone Rebel Crystal, which is super protective, has great grip, comes with a tempered glass screen protector, and it's like $5 cheaper than this, but you get all of that in that one package. You get customizable buttons and customizable camera rings, all that great stuff. That's 44 bucks. If you want to really save some money, you can get a Spigen Ultra Hybrid, which is like $22 or $25, something like that. And it's got the good grip, it's got good buttons, it's got excellent MagSafe, way better than this, and it doesn't slip out of your hand like an ice cube. So for $49, guys, can I recommend the Apple Clear case? And still, year after year, my answer has not changed. No, do not buy this. If you guys are in the market for a really good clear case, I'll be sure to leave some links to the videos over here and right there. But either way, I mean, you cannot justify spending how much this case costs for what it lacks. The slipperiness is bad. It's really bad on here. This bottom edge, why is it not covered completely? You know, things can damage down here a lot by your charging port. I don't see why they wouldn't cover it right there. And of course, I mean, these buttons are, you know, I wouldn't give them anything better than a 5 out of 10 rating. And all in all, it's just not great. The MagSafe isn't the best. You know, yeah, it's cool. You get the little animation when you put the case on. That's all fine and dandy. Is that animation worth 50 bucks? Not for me, it's not. So with all that being said, guys, this is the Apple Clear case for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Let me know what you guys think about this one down in the comments below. Have you ever tried it? Are you going to buy one? Are you interested? Like I said, I'll leave links down in the description below if after this video you're still interested in picking one up. But either way, make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. And like I said, if you're interested in seeing an excellent clear case, I'll leave that video right there.